It's taken me over 3 years to get this up. Still not done, but it is getting very close. So I thought I'd take you guys on a quick tour of the how things are coming together. First of all, I moved the building. Said it couldn't be done. Well, it's almost done. I mean, it's moved. It's set on blocks. I've got power. The only thing left is getting the tie downs in place and then putting some kind of skirting around the building. But I moved that bad boy 2 feet, almost 3 feet this way, towards this way, and then rolled it back 25 feet from where it was so that I have more parking up front. But the only thing I don't like about it is, of course, the pool deck over here. It kind of sucks that all the utilities ended up being on this side of the building, but it wasn't possible to relocate them. So I'm going to do some kind of a garden type, maybe I don't know, a fountain and brick pavers and plants and stuff in this area. So I'm hoping I can kind of disguise that a little bit. Anyway, right now we're getting the sod in, which I ended up having to hire somebody to do it. My wonderful RA back is in full effect right now, and there's a lot of leveling and movement of dirt. This has really been a real pain in the butt for me. The whole situation is just really disappointing. I ended up spending a lot of money getting this dirt put in here, which I mean, like thousands of dollars, because when they built the seawall, I'll show you where it was and where it is now. So you can see the neighbor's seawall here. So, you know, that wall remains, but then they put this new wall in. It's taller, and it took a good bit of dirt just to fill in that gap and then to feather all this out because of the new height of it. And that was, I don't know, like 7 or 8 truckloads of dirt, and it ended up costing me about $5,000. And they kind of left it, and I'm thinking, if it rains, this is going to wash out. So I went and bought some sediment filtering fence stuff and put up 100 and something feet of that. And sure enough, it rained, and that fence caught a truckload of dirt, literally. Sorry about the wind, guys. It's very breezy here today. It's probably getting in the phone a little bit. But long story short, now, you know, I get some quotes on sod, but in looking at how the dirt has moved since all this was done, I ended up having to spend a lot of money getting them to re-level it, move dirt around, put more dirt out, and we still have a few areas here that need to be worked on. And so that's going to end up being almost as much as the original dirt work. Mind you that my understanding of this project was $400 worth of dirt, and they would take care of all that, and I would have to just put sod in afterwards. So it's a big unexpected expense, and I'm not happy about it. Now, this project started in June of last year is when I gave the deposit with an agreement that it would be done, not written, mind you, that it would be done in September. And September came and nothing happened. Now, my neighbor, being that, you know, she's probably been through this before, she knew. And she had her contract done with a start and finish date. So in 2 weeks, she went from what my neighbor has back there and also had a boathouse torn out. And this is what they left her with. A perfectly leveled, other than some settling over here. Nice and finished out. It's got the top plate on it. I mean, it's perfect. All she needs is sod. I guess she's going to get sod put in, but meanwhile, I'm still waiting on my top plate. So I don't have the best of luck on these things. But anyway, let's get to the fun part. So going down the canal, I noticed a few boathouses have this deck area covered over here. So I said, I want mine covered. It's just an extra, I don't know, 10 or 12 feet of roof. You don't want to know what that costs, but let's just say I could put up a halfway decent pole barn for what that little piece of roof right there cost extra and these 2 posts. But that's life. So, 10,000 pound lift, and Got good clearance because my boat, which is on my neighbor's lift right now, has pilot house. It's got the radar sticking up, and I want to be able to get it nice and high, higher than it is there. And luckily, the way they frame these roofs out, they don't have any cross beams, so got a pretty good bit extra space there. I'll be able to put this thing up higher than I ever really need it. So pretty happy with that. Another problem we ran into is that my neighbor's dock, their lift, same lift pretty much. See if I can get the wind on the phone. From the front of the lift to that flat was too close. And I don't feel like going all the way over there, but if you look at my boat, it's sitting too far this way on the lift, which is not really all that great for it. But, I reasoned that on a temporary basis, it'd be okay. Well, of course, that turned into many months. Great neighbors, by the way. Awesome neighbors let me use their lift. So they get the lift hung, and I come over with a tape measure, and the front of that lift to that is 2 feet closer, even though I told them about my problems, and they went over and measured everything. So now, even though it looks like we're almost done, now we're going to have to come back, have to tear all this out, put new posts in, and build an extension on the recess, which kind of sucks too because it's going to eat up about 2.5 or so feet of extra space off of this wonderful dock space I have. But I'd still rather have that than have the boat where I can't even put on the lift. So I can't even put my boat on here right now, which really sucks because I've been waiting for a long time. 9 months, I believe that comes out to. And anyway, we'll get there. I'm just happy to have this thing here, and this has really worked out nice over here. We're getting late in the day now, but in the middle of the day when it's really hot, even just at the beginning of spring, you can see the shadow is just barely off the edge. And of course, as the sun goes further north, that's going to walk right off of there. So it's going to make sure that the sun doesn't really get in the boat, and we'll have a nice place to hang out here. And even this late, right now, my face is just touching the sun right there. And let's see, it's there, promise you. And we're only about 3-4 feet from here, so we have a lot of usable space here in the shade. I figure if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it right. So, and then the nice thing is there's always a breeze, and I can see all the way down the canal in both directions because mine sticks out at the absolute maximum limit. I mean, there's only half a dozen boats down this way, so it's not like there's any real traffic. That's the dead end canal. But yeah, that's 3 years of work to get to this point. Charlie really likes it. Come here, Charlie. You like the dog, don't you? He's always sitting out here. He's always sitting out here. So anyway, I have no idea if you guys can even hear me with all this wind today. So not much new over here. Haven't been able to take the boat out. It's been just really bad weather, and I've been under the weather again with my RA condition, and I'll once again not recommend that any of you contract an autoimmune disease like RA. It's really been hammering on me lately, limiting my productivity. Normally, I would have done all this sod myself, but I just, it's got to be done is the bottom line. And unfortunately, with the rains coming here for the spring and all this dirt and how much is already washing down in here, I just had to go ahead and hire someone to do it. So anyway, that's about it. I'm thinking the wind is probably in the microphone pretty bad, so probably won't keep this video going long. No update on 49. Haven't touched it. Haven't felt like working on anything, so not really. Unfortunately, nothing very video worthy has been going on lately. Just doing the work here in the yard as I can, trying to get this thing finished up. Obviously, I still got to finish doing this thing and repainting it. I've got to finish my railing. I started the cable railing and got a little sidetracked with other projects and just not feeling good enough to do it. But I got posts put in recently, Now I need to paint these posts to match these. And I got a few over here. I've got stairs to build. Lots of things going on for sure. Got my wood for the stairs. Got one of the stair steppers there, and the other one is, I don't know where it went. No telling. Oh, there it is right there. So I got to build these stairs. I got to get all this railing. I got paint work to do. This is all going to get painted. And I'm going to build some kind of walkway over there to that gate to go to the building that I moved so I can get to it from the front or the back. And just projects on top of projects is all I can say. Let's see. I see somebody's out there. All right. Well, just thought I'd do a video, catch you guys up on where things are in the world. I guess I will catch you guys a bit later on.